This podcast contains dumbasses doing dumbass things. Viewer discretion is advised.
It started by your own rule.
All right, let's get started. Hello. All right, first fucking episode. Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to a little. Yeah, hello. Welcome to a little project that we are called Dice Rolls Can Kill. Yeah. Woo, yippee. Good energy. It's early as fuck when we're recording this. So, yeah. See, there we go. Everyone's finally awake. Oh my god, crazy. My name is Dimitri. Call me whatever the fuck. I will be your dungeon master, of course, for this intrepid adventure. Man. Wow. Yeah. It's early. Yeah. No, take two. It's fucking, we're doing it live. But I am joined here today by a wonderful cast of 7 that are going to be joining me in dealing with my bullshit as a dungeon master as we go through our little travels across Faerun. It'll be really fun, hopefully. But I'm just going to kind of go down the line and introduce everyone. Anna, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Am I introducing myself or my character?
Just introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Anna Santos. That's it.
Derek, you there?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Derek.
Hi, Derek.
Hi. That's it. That's all I got.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you. Coda.
Okay, hi, my name is Dakota Rose. I use she and they pronouns. I can be found on TikTok at Western Dakota. I'm most known for my TikToks where I make the NFL quarterbacks into D&D characters.
You do that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna shut my ass up. I was snoring at the beginning of you speaking, but now I'm present.
Oh
my God. A celebrity.
I know.
You got a big shot.
Oh my God, I want your autograph. Oh my, yeah, all 12.2 thousand of my followers. Wow, look at me.
Wow, can we get golf claps in the chat? Golf claps.
Yeah.
Golf claps, please.
Oh, thank you.
Whoa, what was that?
I completely forgot about that.
Things on Discord?
There's a soundboard on Discord.
Don't abuse it. Please don't abuse it. Okay. Oh.
No. This is where you started.
No, goddamn it. Okay, no. We're losing control. No, why would I turn them off?
Well,
it is your turn.
Hi, my name is Em. I use he, they, she pronouns. That's just it. It's all you need to know. Thank you.
So, nice. I think, frankly, we all got outshined by Coda's introduction. It's impressive.
I'm sorry.
Listen, you gotta save the rest for us, okay? Just. Damn.
We still love you.
Matt.
Hi guys, my name is Matt. I'm 34 minutes sober.
Congratulations. Okay. Ryan, hello.
Oh, hello.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm Ryan. Yeah, how's it going? It's good.
All right, fuck yeah, we got Ryan. Shane, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm the guy that he just named.
Thank you, Shane.
Like RPG games. There you go.
Nice. Fuck yeah. But yeah, this is our little party, our little group of a group of gamers, I guess you could say. And we're just gonna kind of be playing D&D, For a lot of them, it's their first campaign, so first I'd like to say first campaign, but that's a me thing. But that's besides the point. Let's just fuck it. Are y'all ready? Y'all ready to get right into it?
Oh,
yeah, let's
absolutely.
do it.
Let's
Let's
do it.
go.
Can we take a bathroom break really fast?
Oh my god, shut the fuck up,
Somebody
man.
got water? Are you hydrated?
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
I made sure I got my juice, so we good.
Asking you won't receive, okay? All right.
Oh, sick.
Mhm.
Let's get on to it, shall we? All right.
Mhm.
Tell me, what do you know of the light? Not the faintest of flames that flickers and flows from a meager candle. No. What do you know of the light? Is it the sun? The very beacon of Lathander and Shantae's love for the mere measly mortals that infest Teril. The golden flame that warms and nurtures the earth, keeping the night at bay. A simple thought. But that's just not it. Is it the light of the heavens, of Elysium, of Mount Celestia, of the upper planes itself that bask in the effervescent luster of positivity, the visage of all that is good and righteous? No, no, no. Too far, too much, too pretty. For all of the greatness of the light, what do they tell you of the dark? Nothing but evil, I'd wager. Of the orcs and goblins that crawl from their caves to steal your children and pillage your homes. Of the nightmares and demons that reap nothing from you but pain and torture, bathing in your tears and blood. The enemy of the light that time and time again serves only to fall to its blade. There's an old wisdom of the light and the dark. For all of the light of the gods and beyond will dance and dance and dance and dance, till all is nothing but beckoning dark, yet born again the dawn will come. So saith the wise Alondo. Oh gods, I care not for what is fated to set and fade, only to rise again, for that is all the light is, the good in this world is. Same with the darkness, and so too with the evil. There is nothing in these battles of good and evil. The sun will rise and the sun will set. The darkness will grow and the darkness will fade. Lives will be slain and lives will be saved. It is persistent, this cycle. And it is never clean, no matter the side and no matter the claim. Such are the ways of the endless battle that is fought time and time again. But tell me, if another blade were to join the fray, what would happen then? Not a blade of law, and certainly not one of chaos, for both dance in the cycle of evil and good, whether they choose to or not. No. What if something different? Entirely different. Separate from the stances of morality that shackles mortals and even the gods, made its move. For something to be so unswayed by the likes of gods, and to harbor its own power to rival both light and dark. Oh, that could be something. Something special indeed. I would come to believe that very thing could change everything we understand, break the cycle, turn the tide, rewrite history and even the fates themselves. And whoever were to lay their hands upon it, claiming its power for themselves, oh, I believe they could control nothing short of the stars themselves, and even beyond. But we shall see, will we not? For that is the story that is yet to pass, the future that is yet to be made. In the year of the 12 warnings, 1494 DR, our stage is set. Our gazes met upon newcomers within the town of Tribor. Who they are and what they stand to be, we shall see, I suppose. For here we are, amidst a journey that has finally just begun. So, let's roll really quick. I would like for everyone, as we're getting started, I'd like everyone, just really quickly, we have 7 people, roll me a d8.
Wanting everyone to roll a d8.
Mm-hmm.
No, I said everyone. Okay. So if everyone wants to roll them.
Okay,
Damn.
okay, wait.
Damn. Okay.
Wait, quick question.
Are you trying to figure out how to roll a d8 and roll 20?
No.
No.
It'd be really nice if my roll 20 actually worked.
Might be because hardware acceleration is turned off. Browser settings.
Okay,
Oh
well,
boy.
We're cooking.
There you
yeah,
go.
d8.
We're cooking.
There you go.
I'm cooking.
Cooking?
Let's go.
Okay, we got a lot of dices. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna need M, Shane, Ryan. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna need M, Shane, Ryan, and Anna to re-roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Oh
Not the nat one.
Okay.
no! Wow.
Okay.
Damn.
It has indeed begun. All right. So.
Our first one.
Hey, you know what?
We
It's
should
at
have,
least
we should have a
D8.
sound effect.
Yeah.
We
We'll
should.
put a womp womp sound
Oh.
effect.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
If you
Okay.
get a nat one, you just have to say wah wah.
Yeah.
Is that what
Or
we're
you
gonna
know
do?
the reaction of
think so.
fuck could work.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. It's
So, by
interchangeable.
the looks of it, then we're looking at okay. We're looking at Ryan by the looks of it going first. So firstly, before we step into everyone's sort of shoes and reveal everyone's characters, I'd like to introduce you all to the town of Tribor. Right here. This is the
Ooh,
map of Tribor, if you guys want to take a look at it.
it's so cute.
Tribor is a proud town that lies within the north span of the Sword Coasts. Well, at least it's to locals. It is called the Gateway of the North, surrounding the nearby areas and right in between the Lost Peaks and the Crypt Garden Forest. By the Stone Bridge lies the town of Tribor, just north of the very very small town of Red Larch, and northern still, Waterdeep. So it's within that sort of sector as well. But this is the town of Tribor. Not a lot of people live here. There's only about maybe, you're looking at 2,500 people living here. Population is not very big like Waterdeep or Neverwinter or even Baldur's Gate, any of those capital cities. But this city, it's small, a lot of farms, a lot of ranches that are all spanned out. But right here's the map, of course. You can see all the greenery, all the lushness of the surrounding area, of the nature, of the wildlife. It's a very pretty time. And yeah, so we will just jump right in with Ryan's character.
Nervous, man.
Nervous? Don't be.
Yeah.
Give it up.
It's gonna have fun.
Yeah.
This bro.
Excited nervousness. It's excited.
It's hard not to be silly when I'm nervous, though.
So, you stand amidst the roaring fires of a humble forge. The clashing of iron and steel wailing away as a dwarf hammers away at an anvil of a hot blade. You, well, if you'd like to describe your character, Ryan.
Goodness. Well, you got a dragonborn, quite tall. Even amongst his peers, he was quite tall. Green scaled, kind of, light green eyes going on. Where did I put the height? I want to tell you the exact height, but I don't remember.
The exact height? I know the exact height because I was fucking terrified by it.
Go ahead and throw it out there.
7'5" dragonborn. Tall as a fucking mountain and built like a brick shithouse.
Wearing a bit of tattered leathers, not really much caring for it too well. Doesn't look well kept whatsoever. Very used.
Okay. As you are sitting there, you arrived at this blacksmith, coming from your trail off the Evermoors, following the path down into the nearest settlement that you could find, which was Tribor. A lot of people gave you some sort of shaky eyes because this is primarily a town of humans and people who are not necessarily used to the obscurities of the world. This is a very calm village. But you came here mainly because you needed some sort of information leading on, your objective. And, of course, your equipment was very brutally damaged from your time in the Evermoors. Asking around, you managed to find a blacksmith, which is the dwarf that is hammering away at an anvil as the roaring hot fires singe kind of the side of his face. But he turns to you after sort of taking this blade off and quenching it in a quenching tank. You turn over and see this. It's a familiar dwarf. You've been here for about a day, and you've met him before. But he is a shield dwarf, blonde, bushy beard, a kind of Vegeta-esque sort of. What do you call it? What's the triangle point on his head, like for his hairline? Widow's Peak. Thank you so very much. But he's got kind of a golden hair widow's peak that matches much like his beard. Two giant cuffs along his beard to give it some style points. Like the classic World of Warcraft beard, like dwarf beard. But you know this man as Geldrin Fohammer. Let me post his art. But Geldrin is the man who you want to look for all your smithing requirements, or smithing needs. Anything from blades to the occasional horseshoes, this is the man to go to. At least you've been told. You visited him about a day ago when you initially arrived, turning in your axe in order to essentially get it some decent... Well, not your axe, your maul. That's what it was. Your maul, to get some simple repairs done to the metalhead piece of it. As he finishes quenching the blade in the tank, he turns towards you. I thought I smelled something. And he looks up at you.
And I think I see something. What's wrong with
You'll get there, don't worry. I have your hammer. I wouldn't worry about it too much. As he goes towards a sort of weapon rack that he has, and you do see your hammer stationed right there. It's done up a little bit better than what it usually was. As he walks towards it, I took some liberties in messing with it. There was a crack along the haft, and the metal needed some reworking. So, did my own little tweaks with it. And he hands it over to you. Should feel a lot better now.
Well, it certainly changed looks, didn't it?
As you look at the weapon, it is surprisingly pristine. as if touched by the hands of a master craftsman. This is now a masterwork mall.
This certainly is a surprise considering we just met.
Talent. That's what I got. And you can't hide that no matter what you touch.
Well,
You, by the looks of it, you have a knack for killing. With a hammer that was that broken.
I don't make a habit of losing fights when I start them, and I definitely make use of every weapon at my disposal.
You were losing fights? I'd hardly believe that. But you've seen a thing or two, living the years I have. Where are you off to anyway?
Well, I guess the next place would be to find somewhere to. I don't know. You're from around here. Where would you go to look for information or things along those matters? I'm not very familiar with how things work around the civilized places.
He sits there and thinks for a second, sort of scratching, the side of his beard.
Well, if you're asking me, I'd say, if anything, look towards, you're looking for rumors here, or you're looking for rumors out and about?
Probably out and about.
You're probably not here, mate. You're probably going to be looking for, how about, if you head south, follow the long road, you should end up in, what's it called? Waterdeep. That's always a good place to be looking for stuff.
Alright, well, anywhere where I should stop by for supplies or anything like that, or...
Ooh. Well, if you're looking for supplies, you got a weapon, you got your things right there. There's a Yartaran branch of the Lion Shield Coaster. They should be able to help you if you're kind enough, but be warned, they're kind of they're bad, I'd say.
Oh yeah?
Not my cup of tea, but maybe they'd be willing to cut a little favor for the festivities that are going on today.
Oh yeah, there's festivities.
You see him as, he says that, he's kind of, walking away, and he stops in his tracks the moment you say that. He turns towards you.
You're really not from around these parts, are you?
No, not exactly.
Well, then you should probably stay. Want to get free things for the road. It's a good time. It's Trolltide. It's a feast that's held by a lot of people north of the Sword Coast.
Alright. Perhaps I'll stay and see how events unfold.
It's your life. Giving you a little advice. And, bit more advice. Whatever took you down, I'd say avoid it.
Oh, perhaps that conflict will happen someday. I don't expect it to be soon.
Well, if you're ever stopping in a Tribor again, need your equipment repaired, let me know.
For fine work like this, sure.
He nods his head and goes back to the blade that he just quenched. And he runs sort of a rod across it to check for any sort of warping or sort of incorrections in the steel. Runs it across, and you hear this. And he sort of like flicks the blade towards you, just like showing it. Well, get on you. I got work to do, and I can't have you around.
I suppose I'm rather imposing.
Yeah, no. You draw a fucking ire, mate.
All right. He gets back to his work, slamming away at the iron. Just doing fucking weights, you know? But no, yeah. You are gifted this essentially what's a masterwork maul, so you're getting +1 bonus to attacks, but not damages. So make sure you mark that in your inventory. But let me go through. By the looks of it, up next. Oh, that's what we're going with next. Okay. Before I shift perspectives, anything you would like to do, Ryan?
Probably go to a tavern and wait and see how these what this event's all about.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. Wonderful. All right, up next. So, shifting away from the smithery that we were at, we immediately followed down the long road and come to the center point of Tribor, the large keep that stands in the center of this, well, farming town, this conglomerate of individuals, the town of Tribor. Why am I saying you? I don't know why I'm saying you, but here we go. Right at the center of the town of Tribor stands the Lord Protector's Keep. The center point of, well, where the Lord Protector stays, and a lot of the government dealings are handled within Tribor. Within it, up the sectors and up the not sectors, up the stairs and high in the tower, resting in a singular room as the sort of almost noon sun creeps through. Well, it's about 10 o'clock, I'd say. It creeps through the side window of the side stone window, cracking through. Anna, would you like to describe your character as they are laying in bed, resting?
Sure. So my character is Neve. She has long, dark hair and fair skin. You'll notice a scar right across her nose. It's pretty big. She is notably from a tribal kind of community, and you can tell by her clothes that she's probably a druid. Lots of forest green colors and browns. Yeah, and she has this long tattoo on her neck of a lion.
Awesome. Well, Neve, as you are laying there resting, the sun catches the side of your face and hits your eye, and you squint and finally start waking up. There's still a bit of soreness in your body that lingers, but you're relatively better than how you were when you first arrived here about a week ago. But who left? Oh no. Well, Anna left. Well, I guess we'll put a pin in that moment right there. And we'll shift on back. We will shift on back towards, here we go. CPU disconnected? Excuse me? Okay, you know what? It's day one, guys. It's day one. We're having a lot of fun here. But we are going to immediately shift over towards a different perspective while we wait for Anna to get everything all fixed up and such. To a different perspective, different from the tower, the Lord's Protector's keep. We shift away to a more humble cottage, relatively humble cottage. Sitting at a table, there are two individuals, or at least one individual. Another individual is going around grabbing some drinks. This individual is a blonde, long-haired individual who essentially he's got some age to him. He's got some age to him, a little bit of weathering, but he grabs a couple drinks from his cottage, from his kitchen area, slams one tankard on the other end. Well, less of a slam, but more of like a placing. He holds one himself. As this individual sits down, we look across the table and we immediately see Matt. Would you like to describe your character?
Alrighty, my character is Noblin Nottingham. His race is gnome. He's a rock gnome, so he's a tinker. He's about 3 foot 7 inches tall, big old bald head, and a giant handlebar mustache. He is currently wearing the clothes he was given once he was released from prison. And he's drunk.
Yep. As slid to you in this tankard is another cup of it's a brackish brown liquid. It's not the best drink you've had, but it's serving its purpose. And across the table is a old dear friend of yours. Well, dear, I'll leave that up to you, but you know this man from your time in prison. It is your former cellmate, Dars Helgar. As he hands you the drink and sits down, he's like,
You know, I never really thought that you would actually get out.
What do you mean by that? You think I can't do it? Come on, it's me.
No, it's well, I don't know. I think the things that you've told me has rather interesting perspective on it. But it's good to have you out, mate.
and he sort of holds up his glass or his tankard to for cheers for you.
Cheers to you as well. Happy to see an old friend.
So he drinks a little bit of his ale, places it down.
So, what brings you to Tribor? Anything special, or?
It was the closest town to the prison. I'm just happy to be out. They needed a drink.
That's understandable.
It's been 15 years.
Then, what were the chances that we would run into each other? That's always nice. Well, hey, if you're looking for work, I can try and you're not looking for work, are you?
No, I got fucked over last time. I'm more on a solo journey.
Ah, all right. Well, that's good. See, it's always a good thing to kind of stick it your own way, I would say. Well, if you need work, yeah, I can always give you a few connections under the table kind of stuff.
Well, You've piqued my interest. Maybe I will. What's up?
Well, mate, what I'd say is, in Waterdeep, right? Just from an old friend, I'd say. There's a thieves guild. I'm sure you know of. Xanathar's Thieves Guild.
Yes,
Right.
I'm aware
Well,
of them.
if you want to take a look into them, I'll mention my name around a couple parts. I'm not with them anymore, but I'm sure they'd be happy to help a friend.
Did you leave?
Well, 10 years ago when we met, you experienced me leaving. Got locked up, and I don't know. I kind of went under a different name at the time, but nowadays I just left it. It's much easier to not have to live with a target on your back every day.
I hear that.
Well, yeah. Well, if anything, and he sips more of his ale. You can at least stay for today.
Of course. The grog here's very strong. It's really doing a number.
I can really tell it's getting to your throat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I hop off of the stool I'm on, and I'm suddenly a lot shorter than what was originally pictured. I walk around the table.
We need to ask you something, and
I reach up, I start pulling on his pant leg to get him to come down.
Oh, yeah?
the group I was with. A dark elf. I need to know where he is. Was he in your guild?
We have a good amount of dealings with dark elves, mate. Let me have him roll a check. Okay. I don't know the specifics of well, who you were with. You told me about him a couple of times. I'd say, if you ask me, chances are he's more likely to be with the Zens.
I see. Thank you. Enough talking. Let's drink.
I can get right behind that. I'm gonna be heading out though, in a little bit. Just later.
What, do you hate me?
No. I don't hate you. No, never. I've got to get some preparations for the in case if fucking kids roll up to my door later today.
Kids at your door? Why would kids be at your door?
Well, so
you leave those kids alone, Daz.
Ew. First off, that's weird. But no, never. No, what I'm saying is, right, there's a little thing going on called Troll Tide. And I don't want fucking kids throwing eggs at my door or scratching my shit, right?
Little bastards. Go take care of them.
Well, okay. Are we talking about your idea of taking care of them or mine? Because yours is beating the shit out of them.
It's an even fight.
Well, okay. We'll talk about this later. And he sort of drinks a little bit more. Let's focus on the drink, yeah?
Absolutely.
And he drinks some more. But we're going to shift away from that perspective and return to where we originally were, at the Tower of the Lord's Protector. Oh, well, the Lord Protector. Nevi, welcome back. How's your CPU doing?
I think better.
Okay, so the
to bring us back in, the light once again glints off the side of your face. It stings your eyes even though they're closed, and you shuffle a little bit to try and get some more rest. But all of that is relatively interrupted when you hear a knock at your door. Just what do you do?
She shifts and then starts to get up really slowly, and then I'm assuming the knocking continues, but she trudges over.
As you as you're like shifting and slowly getting up, you do hear something to the door where it's like, "Oh, Miss Nevy, Miss Nevy, are you here? Miss Nevy,
Yeah, I'm coming. And then she finally makes her way over to the door and opens it, like just a crack, and sticks her eye out.
Awesome.
Eye out.
Sticking your eye out, you see the visage of a younger half-elven male, adorned in sort of clerical attire, some blacks, some grays, a golden medallion of what seems to be a hand holding a weight, that, or a scale that reaches up. He is holding a few vials of liquid in one hand, and in the other hand, it's completely empty, and that's the one that he was using to knock on the door. You recognize this individual immediately as Corwin. Corwin has been taking care of you for a little bit ever since you arrived here. He's been helping with your wounds and was tasked specifically to you to assist you. But Corwin is sitting there knocking, and as you crack the door, he's like, hello, Miss Naive. Neve, sorry, it's a slip. I come in?
She just kind of stares for a second.
I have your last round of medication.
Yes, again, welcome in.
Well,
and she kind of like waves him, and she opens the door a little bit and walks back over to the bed.
Okay, he comes on in, and there's a desk in your room. This is very much kind of like a guest room area, but there is a desk that is set up on the on one of the sides of the room, that he then places the bottles, and he reaches into his robe and pulls out a tome and places it on the table and just flips through a couple of it. He seems to be reading some stuff as he looks towards you, over his shoulder. Well, you're looking much better than when we started. You're able to walk, which is good. How do your arms feel? Any soreness around the body?
Yes, they're still quite heavy.
Understood. He looks through like the few potion vials, and he grabs this small one, opens it, smells it a little, just puts the cork back in, shakes it a little, and then looks back at his tome. Well, this should be enough then, if it's only soreness. Any bleeding, any wounds reopening that I need to tend to?
Believe.
Could I examine, if it's all right with you?
She kind of rolls her eyes a little bit, and then she gives in, and she lets him examine.
Drink this first, and hands you the potion.
She again hesitantly takes it and takes a sip, and then drinks the rest.
Mm-hmm. It's bitter. It tastes like fucking cough medicine. It is rough. Like it is It is not a pleasant feeling, and it doesn't taste well, but whatever it is in this obscure brew goes through your body, and you feel your muscles begin to sort of relax a little bit. They're still a little battle sore, but there's a wave of relief that immediately strikes you and begins working its way through your body. As he sort of goes behind you and lifts up sort of the back of your shirt and begins looking, and you feel his fingers sort of dance across the several scars that skate across your back. Some still sore, others healed. And he looks at it and it's like, that one is fine, that one is good. Everything seems relatively fine. Oh, sorry. Here's one. Sorry for the sting. And he places his hand on it and mutters a few words. And immediately the pain, it's like a burning sensation across your skin that immediately disappears. And he removes his hand. Well, that should be it, of course. You took to the treatment very well. I'm pleased for it. But do try not to get as bloodied as you did before.
I'll try my best, Corwin.
Wonderful. I was also told to pass on a message from Miss Darathra. She
oh, sorry.
He as you like begin to react, he kind of like bites his finger a little bit, just like waiting for you to like say something as he looks at you.
And I think she's not gonna meet that expectation. She stares at him. She wants to know. She wants to know the message, and she's like get on with it with her eyes.
Lady Darathra wants to she wishes to speak with you. It's
good.
Shall I send her up? Or
It's immediately.
Understood. Yes. He wanders back to the two other potions that are on the table and his tome. He closes his tome, but he grabs the two potions and walks back towards you. In case if there are any wounds that appear, take these. And he hands you 2 healing potions.
Thank you, Corwin.
Those should take care of the of the pain rather quickly. But if you do also get hurt again, that should fix it. Yes, wonderful. I will send Lady Darathra right away.
Thank you.
And he grabs his tome, slips it within his robe, and steps on out. In this time that you have alone, is there anything that you do?
I would say she takes once he leaves the room, she grabs the healing potions and puts them in her little pouch. And she then sits back onto the bed, but still sitting up as she waits, looking at the door for her company.
It's a good feeling for you, at the very least, to be able to move as you are now. Even sit up as you are now. There's a very, very clear memory of how you once were when you arrived here. And it's one hurdle that is conquered.
She recognizes that I think she's sitting in her thoughts as she's looking at the door, and she doesn't want to like, she doesn't want to get too excited about it.
I getcha. Understood. Understood. A couple minutes pass until eventually you hear sort of footsteps come from beyond, and walk forward, and eventually you hear another like 3 taps on the door, but no voice that follows. Just 3 taps.
Come in.
Door opens, and you are immediately met with the very, very familiar visage of Darathra. The sort of raven black hair, the the there's the resting bitch face that is permanently on her. She seems to have like a toothpick or something that she's like chewing on in her mouth, that's sticking out, but you do see that she is in she's in her workman's garb that she has for the day. Various sorts of leathers, a white shirt that lies beneath her hair is done up in a ponytail, but you see also a familiar pin on the side of what is it? On her above her left breast. Let me copy the image and send it to you. There we go. But yeah, as she turns over and is like,
Well, you're awake.
and she sort of plays with the toothpick a little bit. You missed
Corwin
breakfast.
said you wanted to speak with me.
Right. Yeah. Well, I wanted to see how you're doing first. And she picks at something in her teeth. Spits a little. But
Clearly, I'm fine.
I can see that. And I'm glad to it. Listen. You've been here for about a week now, right? Although I'm gracious to have your company, there's some questions that I want answered now that you can speak. If you're all right with answering them.
Make any promises?
Understood. She grabs a chair that was at the desk and sort of brings it over to you. She sits. You were in a rough state when you arrived. I've always wanted to know why you're here. Well, at least why you ended up like that.
Well, we can keep it short and sweet. Let's just say revenge.
And you see, there's like, as you say that, there's like a smile that creeps across her face. Of course. Had a feeling it was going to be that. As she gets up a little bit and just kind of is just wandering around the room, sort of thinking as she speaks out. It's always the young ones who tend to chase into something that they don't understand, huh? You were going for revenge on who?
That's none of your business.
Well, do they pose a threat to my community?
No, they don't know I'm here.
Yes, but will they pose a potential threat?
Suppose they could.
You suppose?
They are stronger than I expected.
Right. They could take you out. Of course, what I'm saying is it a group? A gang? Den of thieves? What?
Ev-
Is it one person?
No, there are about 10 of them.
All right. You see her like sort of rub the side of her temple a little bit. Wonderful. Well, if they could take you out, Druid, then they can, well, do a number to a few citizens here. But look, you're back on your feet. What do you plan on doing now?
I'm going to continue my fight. We're going to find them.
And drop down dead once again? I highly doubt that.
Do you underestimate me?
I don't underestimate you. What I'm saying is, think of it smartly, in a logistical sense. A week ago, you were dead, essentially. A corpse in the wind. Now you're able to walk again and you're just going to go fight him? I don't think that's a smart move. You went at it alone. Why not try and find others to assist you?
I don't know who I could trust to assist me. All I know is that I can trust myself.
Mm. That's a dangerous game, I'll say. Reminds me when I was younger. But I had a good feeling that the world is going to teach you a very different way on how to deal with this. That's just my guess, of course, but while you're here and you are my guest, I need your help with something.
What?
Well, get up. We're going to... How good are you with horses?
Not too much experience, but I know animals.
Oh, that's good enough for me. Come on, get dressed. We're moving.
Darathra?
Yeah?
Why won't you answer my questions?
Harper always knows how to keep her secrets.
Yeah. Get out so I can change.
I'm going. Don't need to tell me twice. She picks up the chair, moves it back, and closes the door. All right. Well, as you are getting ready for your day, we are going to shift perspectives. And I'm also going to change this music, because music's been looping for a bit, for a wee little bit. Not a whole lot, but I'm just going to get a change of vibe. You know what I mean? And I think up next was, if I have it correctly, dun, 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 dun. Yeah. All right. I know who we're going with next. So, out in the streets, amidst the sort of commotion that is building and brewing for the what's it called? For the Trolltide Festival that is beginning to ramp up. There are many figures that maneuver throughout the town. Various people that are setting up certain small stalls in order to give people certain things and give fruits and special foods. It's a feast day, if anything. You see some kids that are running around the streets from time to time, each one wearing their own very special troll masks and charging and harassing adults and even rushing towards various buildings and even knocking on their doors, demanding very sweet treats. Essentially, it's Faerun's variant of Halloween. But it doesn't take place during fall, it takes place in the spring. So there's your little bit of interesting things. But we immediately bear witness to an individual sitting on the outskirts of a tavern. One of the few taverns and sort of eating places of Tribor. On the outskirts of the Talking Troll, sitting rather stationary, relaxed, calculating some things in their mind. M, would you like to describe your character?
Yeah. So my character is around 5'3" in height. Atlas Solomon. They are human. They have like dark, like black hair, kind of shaved-ish or buzzed really close to the scalp, and they're wearing just sort of like black attire. He's kind of got like hands in his pockets and just kind of meandering.
Wonderful. All right. You've been sitting out here for a bit. You've rested in this town for only a night, relaxing, trying to get your grasp on things and keep everything moving, but you feel it within yourself that it's getting close to, well, a time to move, if anything. As you're sitting there, what are you thinking of?
I'm thinking of probably where to head next, which route I should take, and if I need supplies.
Yeah. Awesome. As you sit there and as you're thinking a bit, a few people have passed your presence and just went on about their day. One, however, stops, and this looming shadow that like encroaches over you because of their height but also their size. And as you look up, you see a rather rotund individual standing at about 6'5", maybe 350, 375 pounds. A big man. Like, he could be a professional fucking weightlifter kind of dimensions. Well, not dimensions in a sense of, like, muscle mass, but height, mass, all of it. Carrying a crate on one of his shoulders that is full of various sorts of fruits. He has very short hair and a brimming smile that, well, dances across his face as he looks down at you. Well, you're a new face.
Indeed, just passing through.
Huh. Well, then why do you look so somber?
Well, I'm
Oh, shit. Wrong music.
I'm planning to move onward and upward. Be ashamed to miss the festivities, but it is what it is, I suppose.
Oh, you're here for the festival?
I thought I'd stop by for a bit.
Then why are you sitting around here for? All moody.
I've been thinking about leaving a bit early.
Oh, well, that's no fun. That's no fun at all. See, me mum, she always said that it was a bad thing to leave if you're in a bad mood. That's what she always said. Or at least in a questioning mood. You should know what you want and know what you got to do right at the gate.
Good advice.
I know, my mum's great. His smile grows much more. I'm Birgin. What's your name?
Atlas. Atlas Solomon.
Oh. He reaches out his right hand to shake yours, and it's a giant like bear paw essentially.
He returns his own, or gives his own right hand and shakes it.
We're not from these parts. I know everyone here, I'd say. But where are you from?
All sorts of places. I've wandered around a while.
Well, if you're not wandering now, you're not planning on leaving immediately, the last thing that I'd want you to do, or my mum would want you to do, is to sit right there and keep thinking. Because that's usually what gets to you, is that thinking stuff. So how about, and he sort of he points towards his cart that, well, his, not cart, but crate that is on his shoulder that is full of just a bunch of fruits. How about you follow me right to the center of town? Help me and my mum out. You know, help with the kids if you're here for the festivities.
Me and kids, I'm not sure we do too well. I can try, I just can't make any promises, you know.
I'd say don't worry about you dealing with kids, rather you not being pummeled by them. I think that's a great way to go about it. Because they're very aggressive this time of year. Extremely aggressive. It's, and he sort of like shakes his head and like rubs his neck a little. But look, come on, get on your feet.
Alright. And he stands.
He turns over, he sort of, his hand, figured, like, well, it points around, trying to figure out which direction to go specifically, thinks, and is like, right, yeah, that way, come on, follow me.
He follows.
Alright. Following through the town, there's always been a liveliness with Tribor, with its citizens, with its with the children here, but here especially, it seems that there is just a whole bunch of festivities and fun that is occurring for these children. It's almost like, did you ever have field day when you were younger? And like kids were just let loose to go play at these like attractions. It's very much reminiscent of that. There is just a whole bunch of kids fucking running around having just all sorts of fun. But eventually you get follow down the long road, and eventually you find your way kind of by the Lord Protector's Keep, where there's a few little stalls and trade posts assembled right by one of the many, if I remember correctly, let me make sure my notes are correct, it's by one of the many ranches. That's the fucking name, of course, Dimitri, there you go. But one of the many ranches, but as you come around, eventually, you come across this stall. It's empty at the moment, but it's still finishing getting set up. Um, and you see Birgen place the crate on this little wooden platform right there. Well, I'll say if anything, you can help me set up the rest of this, and if there's any kids that come by asking for, well, for snacks, right? Well, it's, you know, Troll Tide.
I actually don't, really.
Wow. Well, let me just say, it's very fun. It's very fun for kids. But basically, we have to give them. If kids come up to us, and you know, uh, I don't know, they just run at you aggressively. That's what I did as a kid. But if they run at you aggressively and typically hold out like their hands or sacks, and they have a troll face on the actual face, you hand him these, and he points towards the crate. This is to keep us from getting troll scratchings, and troll scratchings for you. And you see his head kind of like thinks a little bit. It's just like eyes roll in the back of his head a little bit. Oh, they vary from eggs being thrown at you, or at signs. But yeah, just you can help me with this. You seem like you could do it.
Yeah. It seems like they're all very well loved here.
Of course. I don't know what else. Well, there is one, but that's beyond the point. No one really likes him, and he just sits up in his fucking keep. I didn't mean to curse. I'm sorry.
No problem.
Wonderful. Well, you grab that. What is it? Grab the wood right there. I'm gonna finish setting up this this little tent.
Right.
He
All right.
goes
I'll do
towards the
that.
fabrics and begins shifting them all around. All right. Following that, we are immediately met with Shane's character as perspective shifts and walking into the town, fresh from a journey, a rather long hike, if you'd say, coming up from the long road. Shane, if you'd like to describe your character.
Yeah. They're quite short. Weathered shoes. Your basic adventuring gear. The clothes they have underneath their, I believe they're not wearing leather armor, actually. Let me double check that.
I don't think you are. I think you're wearing.
No, yeah, I'm just wearing
yeah.
common clothes.
They're
They're just
common traveler clothes.
they're just like dirty clothes. They're nothing like destroyed or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, other than probably their like walking stick, which is somewhat ornate, has this like this grayish like wood and like kind of like spiral carved design going up to the top.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really look any unique. They have green hair with a green like mustache as well. They
Okay.
seem to be walking around like kind of looking for a specific building as they walk like closer and closer to the middle of the town.
And what specific building are you looking for?
Some sort of tavern or guild.
Okay. As you walk on through, and are beginning to make your way towards the town center, um, you see a relatively what has been described before. Um, all the children and all the festivities going on around, and you being a local of, well, you were from a town south of Tribor.
Mhm.
So you know the time, you know the day, you know that this is most likely Trolltide, especially seeing all the troll masks. But immediately trying to find a guild or a tavern, you begin looking around, and that's when you are met with a person walking around the entrance of the Lord Protector Keep, accompanied by another individual. They are both human, um, long black hair, both of them. But I'd like for you to roll a perception check, if anything.
Alrighty. Perception. Oh well. I got a 5 on that.
You notice them. You see a strange pin on one of them, but they walk away, heading towards what seems to be the nearby horse ranch.
They look like adventurers.
Um, one of them has a very there's a nature quality to their what's it called? To their attire.
Hmm. That's
But
something
the
a
other
normal person would wear, not like really.
no, not in a place like this. The other one is they they're not necessarily like adventurers garb, but what they do have, they are relatively like stocky and built and muscly.
Hmm.
For them, but these two seem to be walking away. Other
Okay.
than that, you can ask around for the tavern, and I'd say if you ask around a little bit, you are then met with a few people, sort of greeting you with bright smiles, but all of them relatively turn to you and say that the best places to look, or at least for tavern-esque places, you are looking either at the Pleasing Platter, the Talking Troll, but a lot of people are kind of say it's unpleasant. It's not necessarily the greatest tavern to go to, and the Tribor Arms, which is kind of a middle of the road kind of thing. The Pleasing Platter is very like high quality. The Talking Troll is very unpleasant, despite it having a relative large list of drinks. And then the Tribor Arms is the perfect in the middle.
I'd probably go with the low end, the more dangerous place.
Okay.
I'd probably go there.
Wonderful. Fuck yeah. All right. So then you, after asking around, it takes a little bit of time. You walk on over and find your way to the Talking Troll. If by the looks of it, it lives up to its reputation. It looks very poor on the outside. There's a definite sign of neglect and just wherewithal throughout the ages. The sign itself even is only hanging on like one hinge, and the door is let's just say you probably want to use a glove or a cloth to touch the doorknob to open it.
Right.
But before you step on in, we're going to do one little shift of perspectives. As within the tavern, a certain individual sits. Coda. if you'd like to describe your character.
Yeah, so Mary stands at about 5'6". She is a drow woman. She has a long, silvery white hair that goes down to about the mid of her back. She has very like light, soft, purplish gray skin, with eyes that kind of at like first glance would make you believe that they're completely whited over, but when you take a further look, they're kind of almost like an opal-like quality to them. Her armor is fairly worn but still decent, and there is a symbol on her top right shoulder that has been either scratched out or torn away. There's some remnants of it, but not enough to really discern what it is. She currently has a hood from under her armor kind of over her head, with her hair sitting on her shoulders, kind of going down her chest and to her stomach.
Oh, yeah. Well, you've been sitting here for a bit, within the talking troll, just nursing a very poor drink for you set forth on your travels once again. It hasn't necessarily been easy for you, if that is, well, anything to take of note. The travels have been long, the travels have been hard. Getting used to the surface as well has not been something that it's something you're still adjusting to. Despite your previous adventures and journeys within the surface realm. But as you're sitting there nursing a rather mediocre drink, you feel, well, not feel, you hear boots begin to approach you. It's not a busy tavern per se. There's a few people that are around drinking, enjoying themselves within here, but not many. But you hear the distinct sound of footsteps that begin to approach you, as they then adjust the stool right next to you as you're at the bar, and they sit down right next to you and just stare forward for a bit. It is by the looks of it, a man in a deep green cloak with some leather armors across him, a hood up as he sits down looking forward.
Mary's just gonna kind of give him a side glance, not really acknowledging his presence, or at least like letting him know that she does, but like a simple like side glance before kind of going back to the thoughts that she was focusing on prior.
You see him as he waves his finger. Bartender nods, and a drink is quickly made up for him. Places it. He grabs it. Sips a little bit of it. Places it on the counter.
You mind telling me what you're doing here, Under Elf?
She's not going to respond. She is just going to keep her gaze on the bar.
Violence is also a thing that you can do.
And you see him. He takes another sip from his drink.
Don't get a lot of you folk around these parts. Things are rather peaceful. And I think you understand above anything else that we would want to keep it that way. Wouldn't you agree?
I'm not the one who is disturbing strangers, now am I?
No. Doesn't look like it yet. But It's never bad to be safe.
And he looks towards you directly. Why are you up here?
How is that any of your concern?
He takes off his hood, and you see a bald-headed man with various sort of tattoos across his head. As he looks towards you,
Because it's my job to know. At least for these surrounding parts. At least while my master's away. I'm getting a sense.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm getting a sense that we got off on the wrong foot.
I'm
Look.
here passing through. I'm looking for someone. I'm not here for trouble. I will leave by tomorrow at dawn if that is what you desire.
Then I don't think we got off on the wrong foot. I think you understand me perfectly.
And you see him. He sips more of his drink. Places the rest of the mug on the table. Well, of the tankard on the table. And now you can actually see that, like, he is armed. He has a blade at his side, a quiver of arrows at his back, and what seems to be a short bow strung across his back.
I'm going to keep you to that. There's not a lot of your kind around these parts. So I can be watching.
Well, maybe there's a reason for that.
Well, keep, thanks.
He gets on up, puts his hood back up, and it's about then the door swings open once again, and you, Shane, are met with a very, very strange. How would you even describe it? Like a den of must. That would be this tavern. There's dilapidated wood like fucking everywhere. It looks like a place that should be run down, but it's not. So you see a few people drinking at various tables. You see a man in a deep green cloak turn from the bar and begin making his way towards you. But he just steps outside the I guess he sidesteps around you. I guess that's the best way to put it.
I get
He
out of the
sidesteps
way.
around you. Yeah. He's a very serious intent on his face as he walks out. But you are left here.
Now, how many people are like alone in this establishment?
Make another perception check. It's a real low D6. Hey, look at that. 19? That's good shit. That's good shit. So, 19. It seems that there's a good, like, say about, there's maybe 3 people that are sitting alone. Others are there either with, like, some friends or, like, some co-workers by the looks of it. Some, like, farm hands that are enjoying themselves a little bit. But there's 3 people that are sitting alone. One of them is at the bar. The other 2 are at opposite tables.
Out of these people that are alone, are any of them like farmers or like clearly just locals that just?
There's a couple that are clearly locals. One of them is kind of sitting alone reading, and enjoying what seems to be just a hodgepodge like plate of assorted meats. Whereas the other seems to be just nursing their own drink and going through papers. those two at the table seem like locals. The other one, right at the far end, you immediately catch from the coloration of their clothing, and like it's just an immediate sign that it's like you're different.
All right, I seeing that, I kind of like prep myself. I like breathe in, breathe out, and then walk over.
I would say I would ask also, Coda,
Yeah.
do you have your blade by you? Is it like
Yeah.
it's sitting in its like sheath and like sitting by you at the bar?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely like it is on her back.
Okay,
She's
okay.
Oh,
not
okay.
wearing a cloak. Her hood is like under her armor, so it is like plain as day to see her.
So you see a wicked looking fucking blade.
All right, yeah. All right.
As you begin to approach, and I'd say that would be a very obvious point that you're different. But it's essentially a right in the middle. It's almost like Darth Maul-esque, where at the center there is the sort of a center pole that is used for gripping, whereas it then divulges into two scimitar-esque blades that are beautiful to look at. But it is a weapon that you would never see coming from the town that you've been.
It
And
definitely would look exotic to me.
even in your time at Waterdeep, this is an exotic blade. But you begin to approach. Anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah. First off, can I get on the stool?
I'd say you can climb on it.
Okay.
It's like climbing. You gotta like hoist yourself up. You use the little pegs that are what is it? That a stool typically has, like right at the like by the ground. You use that to like bring yourself up onto the stool, and
Okay.
you're at the bar.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh.
I get up there. A little struggle. I eventually sit. Yeah. Is the bartender like? Are they currently not paying attention? Are they looking my way? What's
There isn't one at the bar right now. It seems that they
Hmm.
slipped into the back room. But Mayri, you do hear the subtle adjustments and faintest of grunts of someone climbing on the stool next to you, right after someone left it.
I think Mary's just gonna, hearing that commotion next to her, she's just gonna let out the tiniest little sigh and just like kind of hang her head ever so slightly, like, oh great, here we go again.
As you sort of let out that sigh, you see this individual climb up onto the stool, look around for a bartender. The green mustache and green hair immediately strike out to you, but also the height of this individual. They are rather short. If I'm correct, a halfling. But standing on the stool rather than sitting. Like it's standing up to then, stand above the bar.
She is not gonna say anything other than that little sigh.
I looked at your character. Do you just get your own drink? Is the bartender in?
Dimitri, what's the gender of the bartender?
It's a dude. It's like the most stock bartender. I'm gonna find like a stock image of a bartender and just someone were to Google it. That's it. It's
Okay.
John Bartender or something.
She's not going to look over at you, but she's going to say, he went into the back. Oh god, where'd my character voice go? He went into the back. I'm sure He will be back any second now.
Ah, perfect. Well, I'm Liam. I hope we can talk at least for a bit before, well, silence takes hold.
This Mary is gonna like slowly turn to him, just kind of like, is he stupid or is he just not aware of like what I am? And so she's just gonna kind of like give him this very confused look and reply with, "Well, hello, I'm Mary. Are you from here or?"
He's like, notice your appearance.
Oh, and it dropped again. Keep going.
Just making sure.
You're all good.
Yeah, south of here. I'm looking for, well, people to party with, adventurers or the like. He's like trying not to freak out.
She's gonna clock this and just kind of like sigh again, but she's not gonna turn away because clearly, you know, you're actively trying to communicate with her, but she's 100% clocking the awkwardness. And she's gonna nod and go, "Well, good luck with that. I'm sure if you were to get together a group of people, you would best not want to." She's just gonna kind of vaguely gesture and go, "Where are you planning on heading towards?"
Well, you know the desert, east of here.
Do I?
Roll a. Oh, if this was Pathfinder, it'd be like knowledge geography. But no, I'd say roll just a. Roll me a nature or a history check. I'd say.
Okay, let me get my character sheet back up. You said nature or history?
Yep.
Boy, both of those suck for me. Okay, I'll just go ahead and I'll do history.
History. You haven't looked at a map in a while, but you do know there is a desert to the east.
Okay, she nods.
Yes, well, going it alone, well, it's just a recipe for disaster. So I'm looking for, well, people to venture with. I'll help with any way I can, with any, quests or whatever that come our way. And currently, you don't seem to be in a party, and I don't want to join an active party, so I'm just looking for people who, well, may need help, but don't have people to help. Does that make sense?
No, that makes perfect sense. She's gonna actually, for the first time, kind of give a slight emotion other than just like annoyance. She's gonna glance around slightly and then look back at him and go, I'm currently searching for someone, so some help, especially here on the surface, might be appreciated. What are you hoping to find in this desert?
Well, it's not in the desert, it's past it. Trying to go to a city. Well, we could talk it later when we get more people in our group. Because, I mean, it's just the two of us right now. Hopefully we can, at least find some sort of scout or rogue or a fighter. I mean, I don't know your skills, but I am. You like can easily see he's very lean. He's not strong at all. I'm short, not strong at all. If something stepped close to me, I would probably that will fall apart.
All right. And do you have no qualms traveling with someone who has, you know, their culture and race seem
I
to...
mean, it's definitely shocking. I've not had a conversation with a drow before, but
Well.
you seem friendly enough. I mean, you talked to me at least.
She's gonna actually laugh at the friendly, at the word friendly being used to describe her. She's gonna go, well, you are probably the first person in quite some time who has actively lost a conversation with me and didn't threaten me upon taking me in, so I definitely appreciate that. Yes, I can help. I don't obviously know many other people here on the surface, but I am a cleric, so I could most likely at least help protect you the best that I can. I am quite the combatant, if I do say so myself, though there's probably one person. She kind of gives like a slight smile, but is there for a half a second before her face goes straight. That would disagree on that, but you have my blade.
I see. Well, I will meet you. And he like climbs down. I will meet you. At the center of town. Evening. I'll be looking for more people, and we'll meet there.
You said your name was Liam?
Yes.
Very nice to meet you, Liam.
Nice to meet you.
Mary.
Mary. Very nice to meet you. He does like a slight head bow, and then like starts to walk off, and then like kind of forgets his stick, so he has to like walk back, grab his stick, and then walk out.
To watch him. Like, she's very intrigued by this halfling man that like was brave enough to speak to someone who looks like her, and when he leaves she just kind of gives herself a little smile before returning back to like her dissociating and staring at the bar.
Awesome. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And I'll say before we go on over and head to break, we do have one more person left to introduce. And I'll say the day begins to sort of pass on a little bit. Everybody is going on with their own activities. But we are going to shift away from the townscape, the cottages and the homes and the buildings of what is known as Tribor, and shift away to a more wooded region. So let me pause this music, because we don't need no tavern jams no more. But we shift away from the buildings of Tribor, from the ranches and all of it, to a patch of forest that lies near to the Tribor. We are met with a certain individual who is sitting amidst this wood within this forest, taking their, I'd say, well-earned rest, basking in the area, basking in the nature of everything. Derek, if you'd like to describe your character.
Yes. Hello. As you envision this character, he's sitting down on a wood log, and he's just kind of blended in with this green cloak and leather normal armor that you would see. Nothing crazy is outstanding. It's just generic, but he's almost camouflaged within nature. He's hard to tell. He has long, flowing, brownish hair, but it goes a little bit past his ear. And he has just a flicker of, if you were to look and gaze upon him, he has a flicker of color, as if he has a bandaged arm that just that shines occasionally, as if you were to watch him.
As you sit there on that log staring into the woods, it's peaceful, as you would have expected for the woods that lie near Tribor, for the small patch of forest. But you sit there calmly, quietly, hoping that something will answer. You know the patch of area that you're in, the patch of forest that you're in. It's a rather notable place for most rangers. A place you heard of bits and pieces in your time at Neverwinter, but a place you never really chose to go to until now, until you needed guidance, as you do now. For this is the grove of... Oh man, I don't know why I stuttered right there. This is the grove of Gwayrin. Gwayrin Windstrom. The ranger god, if you would say. The patron of rangers. But you sit within his grove, pondering. As you know that in folktale, it's even said that he is said to wander this grove. At least in the past. The occasional sightings now, but you are hoping to ascertain something from these woods as you sit here and rest and think. And you hear someone approach. Footsteps on leaves and sticks and branches that crack against the ground, walking forward.
And can I gauge distance?
Oh, I'd say you're looking at about maybe 20 feet.
Okay. Are they visible? Like, I can see them, or are they behind me?
No, it's behind you.
Behind you. Okay, gotcha. Who's there?
You're no ranger I know.
And you're no individual who I know.
I would say a fellow ranger. Come to find his own peace.
I guess so, huh? Unfortunately for you, I don't really seek company.
As he begins approaching, he stops as he hears that.
Well, whether we want it or not, company will happen. Especially in the forests.
Steps forward, and as it gets into your periphery, your field of view, you see a green cloak walk forward. The bit of smoke that puffs out from the hood, as one hand seems to be holding onto a pipe, walks forward, looking at one of the trees that seems to have something engraved within its bark. Looks there.
So why are you here?
I'm listening. I'm hearing. I tend to go to nature when I'm puzzled and lost, and so I wanted guidance, I guess. Follow my next steps if you must know.
I don't need to know. I'm only asking because I'm curious.
As he leans on the tree, and you see a rather a much older ranger, a full beard of gray, mustache and all. A very small slit of his actual face is revealed, but you see green cloak, brownish leathers, a long sword strapped at his side, as he sits there looking at you, leaning, smoking his pipe.
What are you doing on here, old man?
I come to these forests every once in a while, searching, thinking, wondering if soon it's my time.
That way of thinking is dangerous. There's like a something in his eye that you could tell that he didn't realize he was speaking or getting introduced to an elder gentleman, and so now there's more respect within my conversation skills.
Okay. He looks at you and he's like, it's not the worst way to think. It's rational. And it's not like I'm going to be living any much longer. Well, who knows? I might get lucky.
While you're here, can I ask you a favor?
Of course.
Since I'm here seeking guidance, maybe nature sent you for me, I guess. I'm looking for any way of healing. I'm injured. Don't want to say how, don't want to get into specifics, but I'm just wondering if you know anything near any form of assistance that can help. Maybe a cleric, maybe some divine intervention, I don't know.
Divine intervention?
I'd rather honestly not or deal with any more divine intervention, but I'm kind of desperate.
Well, there's a cleric in town. I can introduce you to him. But it seems to me that you're looking for something that's more, above his pay grade, so to speak.
Highly above, most likely. I like grip my hand and don't want my bandaged arm, but don't want to reveal it.
Ooh. I want to roll something. He doesn't notice that, but he looks at you.
Well, if you're looking for healing, I don't know much when it comes to medical practices. And our cleric here, he's good, but he's not that good. I'd say you've been to a major city recently?
Not in a long time, no.
Maybe start heading over there. You're not gonna find anything of relative use in Tribor. Not unless you're a worshiper of Gweren.
Fair enough. I'll take that advice.
I will say though, how'd you get it?
Get what?
There's a wound.
I messed with the wrong people. Stupid mistake. That's all I can say, I guess. That's all it needs to be said.
Do they deserve it?
Yes.
Good.
He puffs a couple bits of smoke.
I'd say, if anything, take your time here before moving on out. It's a good little rest spot, and you won't get anything of use in places like Red Larch.
There's quite a noise over there in the town. Is there some sort of event going on?
It's Trolltide. It's a nice little festival. Not my taste, if you ask me.
I guess I might head over there. The wilderness is kind of a lonely place.
I thought you wanted to be alone.
I know. But it's been a long time since I've actually had a conversation with someone, so maybe I was just, again, being dumb and stupid.
It happens. A lot of the times when we're left in our own thoughts, that's what really ends up killing us. Eating away at us. Well, I know, if anything, Ranger, you may not be around these parts, but you're always welcome in Tribor. I know my god would allow you here.
After the things I've done, I don't know if he would, if he knows, I don't think he would allow me there soon. But thank you so much. I get up and dust my pants off.
You see, you hear another set of footsteps that walk on through. You see another deep green cloak walk by you, and there's very much hawk-like eyes that look towards you and scan you really quick as he moves forward. You see the old man recognize his fellow ranger.
We're all ready, sir. Then I guess that's my cue to leave. Ranger, this old man looks towards you. Derek.
Mm-hmm. What?
Be gracious with yourself. I was thinking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Be gracious with yourself. Give yourself at least that respect.
I'll take it into consideration. Thanks, old man. What's your name?
Dalen.
Averon.
May the winds be at your back, friend.
May the woods be at yours.
The two of them walk off into the woods and disperse, continuing on with whatever journey that they were about to embark on. And you make your way back into Tribor in order to enjoy some of the festivities. And with that, I think we're going to take our first little break with everything. So we're going to take a little break. I'd say a quick little 15. That's cool with all of you.
Thank you, 15.
Shut the fuck up, man. Well, fuck yeah. We're going to take our first little break. I'll be back in about 15 minutes. Thank you all for being patient with the little mishaps that we've been having. It's the first little session. All the kinks are getting all worked out. But
All the what? No, I'm just kidding.
all the what? What?
Huh?
All right. Let's go to break. All right. And Hey, guys. Your DM, Dimitri here. Just want to let you guys know, thank you so much for listening to our first episode of this crazy campaign. Remember to like, follow, share, subscribe, do whatever it is that you need to do to spread the message for this great journey we're about to embark on. Follow us on our social media platforms, and yeah, take care, you guys. Love you.